Hello and welcome to the 5th match here, and the final match determining the number 1 contender for the new World Championship. At first we have MrDouglas Patel. He made his name early on in the channel's history, back in the Dark Ages, when after 3 of his partners were all defeated in an elimination 4v4 style match, he kept his team going after surviving a 20-minute 4-on-1 beatdown before getting pinned. Handler from Glasgow, Scotland, known for his toughness. Already, we have Sir Crackerball with Interjection, a member Flash Trash, and Sages, known to be in the Elimination Chamber match. The winner of tonight's main event will be either MrDouglas or his opponent tonight, Whattageek. Now comes the classic fan favorite, Whattageek. Known for his many talents, mashing up songs, moderating forums, and guesting on depressingly shitty YouTube series. Looks like we're ready to get the match underway here. The official asking both men if they're ready to compete. Rings the bell. And we're off. No mat wrestling immediately. Whattageek would rather take him down with that snap suplex there and a stomp to the chest. Again, a lot on the line tonight. This is the last slot in the winner's bracket of figuring out who will be the number 1 contender. The loser's bracket, big leg layer right there. The loser's bracket to figure out the number 1 contender do have to do an extra matchup, so winning here saves you a lot of time and effort. Slaps the fist away, hooks around, and ridiculously fast DDT there, just hooking around the arm, met with a big knee lift there. So again, we're gonna see the raw power and resiliency of MrDouglas Patel versus the sheer aggression and speed snap suplex of Whattageek. You can see the blue tassels on the legs there to make him go faster. Hooks at the one leg. Tries to lift him up, but met with a jawbreaker. These men are just going tit for tat in the early match here. Big Hurricanrana sends him flying across the ring face first. Pulls him over by the ankle. Lifts the legs. And a big stomp to the chest. Oh, sheer power there. Sheer power by Douglas, being able to just throw him through the air. And it looks like he's got some kind of nerve hold locked in here. I don't know how much of that he's got through the strange vest of Whattageek. Jawbreaker manages to get some distance once again. Snaps off a very quick Hurricanrana there, using the weight of his opponent against him. Guillotine leg drop right across the throat. Lifts him back up by the neck. And a big front drop kick, but isn't able to drop him. Punches him into the corner, but gets thrown back into it by Douglas. Elbows his way back out, won't get forced into the corner by Douglas. Jumps on his shoulders, spins around into a third Hurricanrana of the match. We've seen a lot of Hurricanrana variants here by Whattageek early on. Again, using his opponent's weight against him. Lifts him up, spins him around, and a beautiful sunset flip. But one foot is under the shoulder, allowing Douglas to easily kick out of that one. Douglas shoves him off to get his way out of the corner, just taking these strikes on the chin. punching his way back out. Again, the resiliency of Douglas. Elbow strike to the back of the head. Goes for the Mongolian chop, but gets blocked. But shoves him off once again. It's turned around. Spins him around in a second hurricanrana. You can see bruising starting to develop on the face of Douglas after all those punches. Lifts him back up. Spins him around for a second sunset flip. Rolls him down. This time he's got a double leg lace in on the shoulders. 1, 2, only a 2 count. It's going to take a lot more than that to put down Douglas. Hooked from behind. Beautiful inverted suplex. Drives his chest down into the mat, trying to take the air out to try and get rid of the stamina. A big kick to the back of the neck. And a stomp to the elbow. Lifting him back up here. Smart move by Whattageek, not giving him any breathing room. Whattageek known for his boundless stamina. Grabbed him here, what's he going for? And just spikes his shoulder right into the steel ring post in between the turnbuckles. An absolutely brutal maneuver. The referee's got to consider big DDT. The referee's got to consider a DQ if that kind of offense continues. He spikes him with a second DDT, too, but you're not going to put away Doug just by targeting the head, as he's well known for those ridiculous headbutts, as he's met with that big drop kick right across the shoulder blade area. Whattageek going to the top rope, but Doug's getting back to his feet too quickly. Is he gonna be able to deal with this in time? No! Chopped off of his feet, grabbed by the throat, and a huge choke slam right off the top rope into the center of the ring, lateral press. 1, 2, 2.5 count. Absolutely vicious maneuver there by Doug. Lifts him up, hip breaker, but keeps him held in, and just ragdolls him overhead. The raw strength on display. Picks him by the ankle and stomps his knee down hard into the mat. Wicked snapmare there, and a front chin lock. You can see him locking his fingers over the nose and mouth of Whattageek, trying to keep him from breathing. You can see on the snapmare takedown how he just deadlifted him. Very nice jawbreaker there by Whattageek. Doug throws him off into the corner. What's he going for here? Looks like he's going to lift him. Lifting him up onto the top turnbuckle. Lets him down into the Tree of Woe. And stomps his face in, just trying to wear his face paint off with that boot. As he pulls him out of the corner. He's going for a pinfall once again. 1, 2, only a 2 count. The match is finally starting to slow down a bit as Doug is getting the offense here, just getting his slow, methodical takedown, just rubbing his face against the steel cable and then pulling the steel cable back into the throat of Whattageek and just standing on the chest, all of his weight, and a big kick across the back of the head. This is the pace that Doug was looking for. Glasgow Kiss running through him with that headbutt. This is the kind of pace that Douglas looks for. Slow, methodical beatdown. 1, 2, 2.5 count there as Whattageek manages to get his wits together enough to push him off. Elbow strike to the back of the skull. Going for something big there, but met with an elbow strike to the gut. And a ridiculous capoeira kick right across the jaw. He's signaling for the Dragon Cutter. Could he get it? He's got it locked in, floats over, and drives the back of his head into the mat, gets him stacked up. 1, 2, but no, even with the stack up, Doug is able to kick out. Frustration stomps there by Whattageek, thinking what can he do to put him away. He's going for a vertical suplex once again, and manages to snap one off. Whattageek signaling to the crowd here that he's got this one in hand. Oh no, but he wasn't looking and met with that big haymaker. Doug wisely trying to capitalize. 1, 2, only a 2 count there. Doug's got to stay on top of his opponent. Don't give him any room to breathe, but Whattageek keeps managing to push back. A forearm strike, a second forearm strike, and a wicked sling blade driving the back of Doug's head into the mat. You can see him recoil there in pain. Whattageek going back to the top rope for the second time in this matchup. What could he be going for? An incredible Sky Twister press quickly hooks up the legs for the pinfall. 1, 2, and only a 2 count. Even with all of the weight of that twisting senton across the chest, still manages to kick out. Huge enziguri kicking through the back of Doug's head. Could this finally be enough? But no! He quickly gets back to his feet. Whattageek isn't aware that his opponent's back to his feet. He's taking this opportunity to get a breather, but Doug wisely just waiting for his opponent to turn around, using this opportunity to get his air back, and just whips the back of his skull into the mat, quickly gets him down for the pinfall, was surprised, and almost a 3 count. So close. You see Whattageek just struggling to get back to his feet. Grabs him by the wrist, Irish whip into the turnbuckle. He's in the red corner. Is he going for another lift? He's going for the Tree of Woe for a second time this match. Big kick to the chest, and some more stomping right across the face. Drags him away from the red corner. Shoots the half Nelson, pushes him over. 1, 2, but still with the kick out by Whattageek. You have to wonder how much energy these two have left in them. Whattageek has hit some ridiculously big moves on Doug, but outside of that, Doug has just been laying in with the beatdown, raking his head across the rope again and pulling it right into him. You gotta remember, with all of these pinfall attempts Doug is making, he's putting all of his body weight right across the chest of Whattageek. Every time Whattageek is forced to kick out to keep from losing this match, he needs to force that bigger man right off of his chest, using up all of his energy just to not get pinned. You have to wonder how much Whattageek has in reserve. Back elbow to the corner. Oh my god! Dragon Cutter out of absolutely nowhere! Hooks the legs once again! 1, 2, and another kick out. Again, this is Whattageek's finishing maneuver, and Doug has kicked out of it twice now, showing that wherewithal I was talking about during the entrances. Whattageek furious, just beating down on him from above, throws him into the turnbuckle. Whattageek needs to put this one away now, but Doug manages to get the reversal, throws him to the corner. He's going for a lift here. Gets him seated on the top rope, could he go for that choke slam again? But no, gets kicked off. Whattageek getting ready, dives off with that big thrust kick right to the face. 1, 2, but a kick out, just barely even a 2 count with that one. Doug perhaps getting second wind here, already back on his feet as fast as Whattageek could get back to his feet. Shoots him off into the turnbuckle once again. Throws him down to the mat. What's he going for here? And a picture-perfect second rope moonsault. Beautiful form on it. And an incredible twisting springboard lion salt right off of the middle rope. The athleticism on display is incredible. Snaps off a 4th vertical suplex for this match. He somehow still has the energy left in him to lift Doug. 1, 2, and even after the flurry of ridiculous offense, Doug is still getting back to his feet. Goes for that rolling sabot kick, but no, deadlifts him in the air like he weighs nothing. Lets him just drop to the mat, pulls him back up, Glasgow kiss as he just headbutts straight through the skull of Whattageek, compacting his nose. Still only a 2 count. You can see him thinking, what does he need to do to put Whattageek away in this matchup? Ducks the punch and throws all of his body weight shoulder first into the stomach of Whattageek with that ridiculous spear. 2 and 3. Doug manages to put him away in a flash finish with that wicked spear, throwing all of his body weight right into the sternum, just collapsing the rib cage. We can see the replay here of the 3rd Hurricanrana that Whattageek snapped off early on in this matchup. Whattageek was very dominant in the early part of this match. You can see taking him down there with double leg lace. Once again, we need to fire this cameraman who keeps standing beneath the guy with the sign. We got his shoulder thrown to the post early in the mat. Perhaps if Whattageek had focused that injured shoulder more, He could have gotten the advantage at one, but we can see another one of those quick turning DDTs there, landing his forehand to the mat, and yet after all those DDTs, Doug was still going for those big headbutts. It takes more than working the head to put away Doug. You see that big flapjack just pressing him into the sky like he weighs nothing, pulling him back up, headbutting right through the face. He's gonna need dental reconstruction after this match with those wicked headbutts he's been taking. And finally, he ducks the punch straight into a shoulder spear right into the gut. And that's all there is to say about this match. Finally, we have it, Sir Cracker Bob Interjection, a member of Flash Rush Sages, and Mr. Douglas Patel will go on to the Elimination Chamber match to determine the first ever #1 contender for the YPW World Championship.